So it's that time of the week for the weekly rotation, and with another week down, there was quite a bit of cheapies that I ended up wearing this week. Complete accident. That's just kind of the way it worked out. But it's week number 59. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, this is one that I have not wore in quite a while. And it's one of those fragrances that when it's been a little while and then you smell it again, you find an all new appreciation for it and remember why you fell in love with it in the first place. And I am talking about Polo Red Intense. Been a little while since I wore this beautiful sweet cranberry coffee fragrance. Very good performer, very well blended, not the most natural smell, has a very strong playfulness, a big youthful appeal, if you will. Not the most mature or most masculine fragrance. It's a sweet fragrance, but the way the cranberry and the coffee come off in this one, it's just smells great. It's got a strong compliment factor. People around you will enjoy the way you smell. If you like cranberry and coffee anyways, I love the way this thing smells. Been a little while since I had wore it. Definitely enjoyed wearing it on Sunday, and I had went with Polo Red Intense. Then when I got out the shower that night, I actually went with, I didn't go with as many freshies out the shower this week. I actually wore some scents I just haven't been wearing, and I was kind of in the mood for them. And prime example being Boss the Scent, the Eau de Toilette, the original. I don't know why I was in the mood for it, but I just felt like sniffing on some Maninka fruit, essentially. That's what this is known for. Beautiful scent DNA, spawned a bunch of successful, beautiful in their own right flankers. But this is that originator of that DNA, that beautiful Maninka fruit with the leather. Now the shower that night, oddly enough, I went with Boss the Scent. Moving into Monday, I just recently did a full review on this one. Actually, a few fragrances from this week's rotation, individual reviews were done recently on them. This is from Banana Republic. It's number 17 Oud Mosaic. And I'm pretty confident in saying this is one of, if not the best cheap ouds you can get your hands on. For the 20 bucks you'll pay for this, doesn't smell like a $20 fragrance. Very good oud. Beautiful plum. It's got some spice to it. It's not dominant with the rose like you would think when you look at the note breakdown, but I definitely get some rose, more so up top, and then it kind of goes in the background. It's mostly that cardamom, the pepper, the plum, and of course the oud that I get out of this one. Fantastic performance. Like I said, it doesn't smell like a $20 fragrance. It definitely does not perform like a $20 fragrance. On Monday, I went with Banana Republic Oud Mosaic, and then out the shower that night, this is basically Pacific Rock Moss, but it performs. From Strike Gold Shave, it's Nostalgia. They just restocked this one. I saw on Instagram a day or two ago. I think it was 2 days ago, as far as when this video goes live. This is really good. If you like a herbaceous green type of fragrance that's very, very fresh, you need to check out Nostalgia. They have some shave soaps for this. They have aftershave products. They got a lot of options as far as wet shaving products if you want to check out this scent. It's definitely my favorite from the house. I have Uncle Jumbo as well, which is their version of Layton. That's a wonderful Layton clone in its own right, but this stuff here makes it kind of unnecessary to get Pacific Rock Moss because it smells very close. Obviously, it doesn't have the level of quality, but as far as the closeness of scent, it's very, very close, and it outperforms it by a large margin. Out the shower that night, Strike Gold Shave, Nostalgia. Moving into Tuesday, classic, old school, masculine, aromatic. Quorum by Antonio Puig. Looks like I'll be doing a full review on this one very, very soon, over the next few days probably. The day I wore this one, I would refresh just to do it. I really, really enjoy wearing this one. It's been a long, long, long time. Since I was a kid, since the last time I recall smelling Quorum. It's great. Some people will say, oh, it smells like an old man, it's dated, I get all that. I love fragrances, okay? Let's get that out the way. That's obvious. I love fragrances. I can appreciate the good in most fragrances. That's why you don't hear me tear fragrances apart and stuff like that. And prime example with this one, some people won't be able to stand this because there's nothing modern about Quorum. But there is an old school, vintage appreciation I have for this. It's old school, it's vintage, it's classic. It smells like what a barbershop used to smell like. It's spicy. It's in the same vein of your Polos. Polo Green is what we call it now. Azzaro Pour Homme, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. It's in the same vein as those fragrances. I actually, with all the way the modern fragrances are now and all the sweet fragrances and everything, which I enjoy all of those, it was very refreshing to wear this. I've been thoroughly enjoying spending some time with this one. Stay tuned for my full thoughts in the next few days. I'll be doing a full review. And on Tuesday, we'll Quorum from Antonio Puig. And then out the shower that night, it's actually the only Nautica fragrance in the rotation this week. Nautica Voyage Sport, the one I've actually put more work in the last few months than even Nautica Classic. Don't know why. It's just the one I reach for the most. You know, it's fresh, aquatic, woody, little creamy, aromatic, generic, fresh, cheapy. Just enjoy it out the shower. That's why it's getting to be a pretty decent dent in it and out the shower that night. Nautica Voyage Sport. Moving into Wednesday, a lot of people have been mentioning this fragrance in the comments leading up to this day, and that's what made me just be in the mood for it. Probably the fragrance I go back to the most because it's my favorite cheap fragrance and my favorite blue fragrance. Those of you who've been watching me for a little while, you know I'm talking about Acqua Essenziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo. I love this fragrance. This is my favorite blue, my favorite cheapie. It's one of my favorites, flat out. Love the way it smells. I just do. Performs very well on my skin. In the hotter months, I might get 6 or 7 hours. In the cooler months like this, I get about 8 or 9. And I smell great the entire time, at least in my opinion. And I know there's a lot of you out there that have purchased this due to my recommendation, and I appreciate you trusting my opinion and my taste. And I know there's some that have bought it that don't care for it. And you know, that's the rolling of the dice of taking someone's opinion before you try something for yourself. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll lose, but the benefit of this one is it's so cheap, you're not going to lose. You're not out $100 or $200 like you could be in some circumstances. So for those of you that have gotten this because of me and ended up not liking it, I apologize. I hope I could assist you with some other fragrances. And for those of you that have bought this because of me and you thoroughly enjoy it, we're eye to eye on this one because I absolutely love Acqua Essenziale Blue. Always a joy when I wear this fragrance. And then when I got out the shower, it was time for a shave. Sterling Soap Company, Sandpiper, their beautiful rendition, beautiful, of La Nuit de l'Homme from YSL. You don't need much. This is probably, aside from a Midnight Dreary from Katie's Bubbles, it's kind of a tie on which one between that and this one is my strongest, most powerful projecting aftershave splash. About two solid hours, and it projects real heavy in that first hour for an aftershave. Sterling Soap Company, they make some really good traditional shaving products. There's a lot of companies out there that do a really good job, and they're definitely one of them. If you're looking for some traditional shaving products that have La Nuit de l'Homme as their scent profile, this is probably the best. Sandpiper, Sterling Soap Company. Moving into Thursday, one of the most hyped fragrances in a while, especially for a cheapie. I see where the hype comes from, and I just did a full review on it. I do enjoy it, but I don't think it's as good as advertised, but I do think it's a pretty good fragrance, especially for the value for the money side of it. Of course, I'm talking about Jesus Del Pozo Halloween Man X. Those of you that haven't seen the review yet, I'll put it right here for you. Like I said, I like it. I just don't love it, you know. It's not off-putting. It doesn't bother me. I'll wear it. You know, I'll definitely wear it. I like the fragrance. It has a lot of very redeeming qualities about it, performance being one of the main ones. And if you like coffee, it's a beautiful smoky roasted coffee accord and note that comes out once it starts to settle down. It's very pretty, very synthetic up top, very, very sweet and synthetic up top. And I like sweet. This one just was kind of strange in the opening to me, but once it settles down, that's when it can really steal your heart. If you like coffee sweet fragrances, if you like Uomo Signature from Salvatore Ferragamo, 1 million, fragrances like that, you're bound to like this, and you can get it for a really good price. Under 30 bucks will get you a full presentation, 125 ml like this. Low 20s will get you a tester of the same size with a cap. I wouldn't call it a great fragrance. I would definitely call it a very good fragrance, you know. Not hating on it in any way. It's just, it was so heavily hyped. I had super high, my expectations for it were here, and it kind of came in right about here. Like I said, it didn't bottom out. It's still a good fragrance. It didn't blow me away like some did. Some have that have been so hyped up. Halloween Man X. And then when I got the shower that night, I went from sweet coffee to Invictus Aqua Style Freshie. Hollister Wave 2. Haven't wore this in a while. This was one of the few freshies for the week. Man, and you can get them so cheap too. 50 ml like this is like $13 to $15 when they pop up at the rack stores, and you can find the 100 mls for 20 bucks. Absolutely worth it for that. Synthetic, cheapy, but fresh, smells good. Definitely great for you high school guys and early college, and if you're on a ramen noodle type of budget, this is a good fragrance for that type of stuff, because it does actually perform decent. 4 to 5 hour fragrance, maybe 6 if you're lucky spraying your clothes, but 4 to 5 hour fragrance, it definitely does the trick. Really good out the shower as well. And that night was Hollister Wave 2. Moving into Friday. This is another one that I just did a full review on, that the hype is real on this one, people. Yeah, Halloween Man X was not as good as I thought it would be from all the hype it received. But Mason Francis Kirkjohn Grand Soir, the hype is real on this fragrance, people. The benzoin on my skin, oh, it's so good. It really is. Such a beautiful warming amber with a slightly powdery vanilla tonka bean combo in the dry down. That benzoin, it just pops off of my skin for the first few hours. So good. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous elixir. Very long lasting. Fills a room without being overbearing. It's expensive for a reason, guys. It warrants the money. It does. This stuff smells expensive, and it commands the price for a reason. Check out that review if you haven't checked it out yet. MFK Grand Soir. Then when I got out the shower, you know, this has really been climbing up the list of favorite fragrances of mine. I currently have two 50 mls and a 100 ml because I spray it kind of heavy when I wear it. Really loving First Instinct Together from Abercrombie & Fitch. I really, really love this stuff, and it'd been a little while since I wore it or sprayed it or anything, so it was the first thing I thought of that night to wear out the shower. And I want to say, I think I sprayed it like 8 times, which is a lot because it's very strong in the opening. And I just had this nice little scent cloud around me. I love the way this stuff smells, and yeah, it's very synthetic, but it's kind of like taking YSL-Y, taking Invictus Aqua 2018 to NOIR, the current formula, and First Instinct together. I mean, First Instinct, the original, the Eau de Toilette, mixing them together. It's a beautiful, together, no pun intended. It's a beautiful elixir. I love it. I know not everybody's gonna like it because it's too synthetic for some, maybe headache inducing because it's an Ambroxan fragrance, but I can't get enough of this stuff. Matter of fact, I want to spray it and smell it again. I love the way this smells. Very addicting for me. Good stuff. You see this one out in the rack store, 20 bucks for 50 ml, under it was 25, I want to say, for 100 ml. Give it a shot. You may end up, if you like any of the fragrances I just mentioned, you will like this. And out the shower that night, First Instinct Together. Finally, on Saturday, I was just wanting to wear something kind of fun. You know, I had been really doing some reviews over the last few days, and I really wanted to just grab something that I haven't reached for in a while, something that I really, really enjoy and just have not been wearing. And this was top of that list. Spice Bomb Night Vision EDP, the newest release in the line. I love this stuff, guys. This is such a good release for them. We were running errands that day. We were out and about. You know, it was Saturday. We were out and about doing our thing. Did a little video game hunting. Went to a new pawn shop, all that good stuff. Grocery store. Did all our running around for the week. And I loved how I smelled. You really have, at least for me, I really have a good sillage when I wear this one. It does not disappoint. It projects very well. I can smell myself very easily. The wife enjoys this one. This is actually one of her favorite fragrances that I picked up last year. Loved it so much that I bought it on the release day in the US. Got a little travel size bag and shower gel and all those goodies that came with it. I was very excited about this one. It did not disappoint. I bought it blindly, as I do most fragrances. Some good stuff, guys. If you didn't like the Eau de Toilette, don't write off the EDP till you smell it for yourself. And then out the shower that night, this is another one I have not reached for in a long time, and it just fit the mood of the evening perfectly out the shower. I'm talking about Jaguar Pace. It's fresh, it's clean, it's a little fresh spicy. It's got a little pepper going for it with some rosemary. It just smells great. It's a shower jelly type of scent. Works perfectly out the shower. Doesn't perform that well, 3 to 4 hour fragrance, you know. But for the, like, I don't know, $15 to $17 you'll pay for a 60 ml, $20 range for a 100 ml. It definitely serves a purpose. The scent on it is great. It's very underrated, and more people should give it a shot, especially in the warmer weather. It's perfect for that. If you like freshies out the shower in the evenings like I do, definitely fits that perfectly. And out the shower on Saturday was Jaguar Pace. Well, guys, that was the rotation for week number 59. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? Put it down in the comments. I love checking out stuff like that. And don't know what all I'll be wearing this week. Since it was a lot of cheapies this week, I might reach for more niche for this upcoming week. Not really sure just yet, but be on the lookout for the Antonio Puig Quorum review. I will be doing that review next, and we'll see where we go from there. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these fragrances, give them a spray now. You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.